Hey, hi, how you doing? All right, so I'm just gonna do this real quick. This is day 2, lesson 5, credit card statements, day 2. All right, we got this learning target. I can identify and use the various entries in a credit card statement. All right, we talked about the vocabulary in day 1, so I'm not gonna go over that again. Put your name right on in there. All right, remember, this is a video. You can pause me anytime if I'm talking too fast, whatnot. Okay, we got example 3. This is really all I want to talk about is example 3. Mirna is examining the summary section of her credit card statement. Mirna has checked all the entries on her bill and agrees with everything except the new balance. Determine where the error was made. So sometimes I'm going to have you take a look at a credit card statement and determine where the error is, right? So that way you get the idea of, you might want to have to check these every now and again and be able to find errors in credit card statements. This could be important. Hopefully you never have an error in your credit card statement, but if something doesn't quite add up, if this is the skills you need to be able to check for errors. Okay, to the solution. The solution is to add the amounts that show the money Mariner must pay to the credit card company, right? So we're taking the previous balance. That's the $1,748 previous balance. Then we have $800 of purchases. Then we're adding the finance charge, right? Actually, the finance charge was $19 and the late charge was $9.15. They got the labels there reversed, but that doesn't matter. The math will still work out. So total is when they added up all the previous balance, all the new purchases, all the late charge, and all the finance charge, they get $2,576.15, which is what they have as the new balance. But wait, there's a problem here. They forgot to include payments and credits as any part of this. And as you'll recall, you have to add up all this stuff except for payments and credits. Payments and credits you have to subtract, because you want to think about this as payments and credits lowers the amount I owe. When I make a payment on my credit card, that lowers the amount I owe. When I make charges and make purchases on my credit card, this increases how much I owe. When there's late charges, that increases how much I owe. When there's finance charges, it increases how much you owe. If you didn't pay off the last month's bill, that's your previous balance. That's how much you owe, right? So these things have to be added to. But the payments and credits, it's subtracted from how much you owe. Okay, so once we subtract that $100 payment, Mirna's new balance becomes $2,476.16. Actually, it should be 15 cents, right? No, that's probably a typo. This appears that Mirna was not credited for her payment. Remember that under the Fair Credit Billing Act, Mirna must notify her creditor in writing within 60 days from the statement date on her bill. So she can get this fixed as long as she notifies them of the error within 60 days. All right, so here I'm going to have you determine the error here. Maybe pause the video and see what you can do with doing some error checking on this guy right here. Well, what's going on? Why is this not right? All right, great. You paused the video. Now I'm back. All right. Well, when you add all this stuff up, right? So hopefully what I want you to do is I want you to find the right answer, right? I want you to, in order to do the error analysis, you're going to find the right answer first. So I take the previous balance. Now I see payments and credits. I accidentally pressed plus, but actually I want to subtract the payments and credits, right? I want to subtract the payments and credits, but everything else is add, right? I'm adding new purchases. I'm adding a late charge. I'm adding the finance charge. So the correct new balance here should be $597.78. Now I looked at this for quite a while and tried to figure out where is the error here. What did they goof up? The fact that the new balance has 78 cents and this has 78 cents kind of tells me that probably they didn't goof up the finance charge. And then I was looking for what's the difference between the right answer and what they got? Well, then I subtract to find the difference between these two things. That might give me a clue. So $93. Somehow $93 got goofed here. There's a discrepancy here of $93. And I saw that 3. I'm like, okay, what if they did something with that 3? And so if I go back up here and I change this plus 3, well, if I change this plus 3 to a minus 90, I got to insert 90, right? And I press enter, and then I get exactly what they got. So I don't know. That doesn't seem to me like a common mistake. I'm not sure why they made that the way that was, but it looks like instead of adding 3, they minus 90 here. That's probably the one way. They could have done other things. They could have mistyped things, but I don't see another easy way to mistype and get 90 as an error. All right. So how many purchases were made during this billing cycle? You're literally going to count the purchases, right? 1, 2, tres, cuatro. right? You don't count this one. This is a payment, so this is not a purchase. So you just count them. That's how many purchases. What is the sum of all purchases made in the billing cycle? Well, you could add up those 4 purchases there and find the sum of all purchases in the billing cycle. But maybe you know that there's a thing called new purchases, which is equal to the sum of all the new purchases made in the billing cycle, and that can help you out, right? When is this payment statement due? When is this payment for the statement due? Maybe you see something around here that says payment due, right? What is the minimum amount that can be paid? Maybe you see something in here that says something about minimum payment. How many days are in the billing cycle? Maybe you see something in here about the number of days in the billing cycle. All right. I just want you to look at this statement and know what to do. I'm not going to talk about previous balance. So you can figure it out. Raleigh has a credit card with a credit line of $4,000. He made the following purchases, and what is his available credit? So the available credit is how much he could potentially borrow on this credit card, right? How much he could potentially borrow, and then so to find his available credit, we have to take his new balance and then take the available credit, his line of credit, and subtract the new balance. So first, I'll find his new balance, and all I'm giving is new purchases. That's not quite the same thing as new balance, but new purchases is part of that. I don't have any other information, so I'm going to go with that idea that I'm just going to use his new purchases as the new balance because I don't see a previous balance. I don't see a finance charge. I don't see a late fee. I don't see a previous balance. Did I say previous balance already? That's okay, so I'm seeing $1,251. That's what his new purchases is, which means at most, without any other information, 4,000. That's how much his credit line is. He can't borrow more than 4,000, but he also has $1,251 of new purchases going on, which means his available credit could be no more than $2,749. He could make $2,749 more purchases, and then he's cut off. All right, I'm going to have you do this one. Keep in mind that there's the credit card, there's the credit line, right? The previous balance subtracts from the available credit. The payment adds to the available credit, and total purchase is going to subtract from the available credit. So you can figure that one out. You have an APR here, an annual percentage rate. They want the monthly. How do you convert an annual to a monthly? Well, hopefully your brain is screaming, there are 12 months in a year. Okay, so if I have a yearly and I need to find out how to turn this into a monthly, I need to divide by 12, right? I need to divide by 12. I need to cut up this yearly into 12 equal pieces to find out what the monthly rate would be for each month. All right, and then of course this one here is the monthly rate. What is the APR? So they give us the monthly. They want us to turn it into a yearly. Well, if I know that I have a 1.95% per month, then I know that I can, how do I have to undo divide by 12? What mathematical operation undoes divide by 12? And maybe if you think about it long enough, maybe you're thinking, well, multiplication is the opposite of division. So if I multiply by 12, oh, yeah, okay, I'm out of here. I got to get to class. Talk to you later. See you in class. Whoop.